theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated.
I'm super excited!
看到没有？
家流されてる。
家流されてる。
あ、船？
いや、どれ？家流れてる。
やべえ。おお。おいおい。
トラック。
車もだって。ほら。ダメだこりゃ。壊滅だよ。ちょっと中へ入ってください。中へ入ってください。やばい。やばいやばい、あの人やばい。急いで。Guys, I'm taking this live on the Temako Sumbo route. Wow! Charlie, unbelievable stuff, man. I can't explain this.
Snow, right? That we're looking at.
Yeah, Michelle, if it looks like we're in the mountains of Wyoming or Montana or someplace like that, we are not. Listen, I grew up in Southern California, lived here my entire life. I have never seen anything like this, even remotely, here in the Santa Clarita Valley. I mean, this is just astonishing. The entire 14 freeway corridor completely shut down.
So, I live like 40 miles west of this derailment, And it rained last night. It turned to snow today, or whatever this might be. Anyways, I noticed these bubbles on my truck. It's not ice. Look at that. Whatever that shit is taking the clear coat right off my truck. Ohio.
Story at Sacramento Executive Airport yesterday when this aircraft passed by on its way to the hangar. My photographer and I noticed these odd attachments on the wings. You can see them right there. So we asked the pilot about them. It turns out that plane is a cloud seeding aircraft and it was flying through this morning's rain. The cloud seeding today was done by SMUD as a way to help increase stream flows to allow for more hydroelectric power generation. Here's the basic science. Clouds form when billions of tiny water vapor particles condense onto dust and other microscopic particles to form water droplets. Those dust particles are called cloud condensation nuclei. Big phrase there. So you can think of them as cloud seeds. Every cloud has them, but not every cloud has enough to produce rain. That's where cloud seeding comes in. It's a weather modification technique that adds more of these tiny particles to the lower part of the atmosphere. That's done with aircraft like what you just saw or ground-based generators. The goal is to make the clouds more effective rain and snow producers. Silver iodide is the most commonly used cloud seed, and while silver is a very toxic heavy metal in large quantities,
a lot of new people who want to know what this is and why it's happening. Can you give us an introduction?
Yeah, again, the term geoengineering, aka chemtrails, that are the layman's term for what we see happening in the skies, but this is weather modification on a global scale. In fact, these programs are so large and so all-encompassing that all other weather modification programs that go on a smaller regional basis are virtually, they're negated by the scope and scale of the global geoengineering programs. And these programs involve a number of aspects. You have the saturation of the atmosphere with various chemical and metal particulates. And there appear to be various purposes and objectives with this saturation. In conjunction with the saturation, which ionizes the atmosphere, it makes the atmosphere more conductive, we have the HAARP facilities, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. These are ionosphere heaters. Many have heard of the HAARP facilities. There's not just one or two or three. We believe there's at least 18 around the globe, possibly with 3 more being built in Antarctica right now. And once the atmosphere is saturated with these particulates, and then you add the ionosphere heaters, the entire weather system globally is virtually being thwarted. There is no natural weather at this point, and we really don't know what sort of climate conditions we would have necessarily if these programs were brought to a halt, and they desperately need to be brought to a halt, because the saturation of the atmosphere is thwarting the hydrological cycle. It's totally disrupting the rain cycle. Again, we have the artificially nucleated snowstorms, which I just mentioned. You can't go from 100 degrees to snow in one day without a whole lot of help. This includes jet stream manipulation with the HAARP facilities, and we are not guessing at this. We have monitoring sources for this signal, and we can see where the signal is most intense, and that's what steers the jet stream. So then you add artificial ice nucleation, which is a chemical nucleation process. They can turn what should have been rain into snow and drop the temperatures of these storm systems by this artificial chemical nucleation. This isn't sci-fi, this is hard science fact. The weather disseminating agencies are trying desperately their task, and they're all owned at the very top, it appears, by the Rothschilds and or other parts of the global elite complex. Rothschilds in particular are ownership of Weather Channel, Weather Central, Weather Underground. And it was imperative that they own these agencies, otherwise there would be great discrepancy in trying to explain away these events.
Our power is out, it snowed, we're on a snow day, but we're trying to put this fire out. So we keep putting snow in here, but it just doesn't melt. I feel like snow should melt faster than this with a direct flame under it.
Hot blood, these veins, my pleasure is their pain.
And before when we did it, the flame turned blue.
these golden ashes.
Okay, close it and then we'll open it again and see if it's still there. Our snow is burning. Our snow is getting scorched, just not melted. The non-melting snow.
It's fake, bro. Y'all, we got fake snow.
How do you see fake?
Show them again.
Watch this. So this is
styrofoam pieces.
Styrofoam. Styrofoam.
Oh no.
A massive crack in the ground that's estimated to be up to 50 feet deep has opened up in Kenya seemingly overnight. The crack stretches along Kenya's Great Rift Valley, and many scientists believe it could end up splitting the continent apart. Deborah Pata is tracking developments from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Imagine waking up one morning to find a massive crack running through your home. That's what happened to Elliot in Jaguna, forced to dismantle his house by hand before it was lost to the earth below. He lives in Mai Mahiu, part of the Great Rift Valley in Kenya, a region that has already provided a treasure trove of some of the most important archaeological finds in history. And this latest discovery is so significant, scientists predict it will be the fault line along which history is made once again as Africa splits into two continents.
Bro, what is this? It's like cream corn from the sky. What the hell is going on? Sweet baby Jesus brought us his cream corn. There's a damn malfunction in the weather machine. Come on, Mr. Musk, what is going on over here?
Oh yeah, sure. Later, huh? Right, later. Okay. Real I got something to say. I want to know how come the fascist pigs have been seeding the clouds. Right. Last hour, the airplanes going over twice with all the smoke coming out of them, seeding the clouds. And I want to know, why that stuff is going down, man. And why doesn't the media report that stuff to the people, man? I'm telling you what happened. The planes come over for an hour and a half, and they seeded all the clouds. It's the second time they did this today. People of unknown origin were seeding the clouds over the. I don't know what they hope to prove, man.
What's going on here?